Hi everyone, my name is Yuli Zhang. I'm from the School of Business and I work with Dr. Chen Wang from Jackson University on this project. And our manuscript has just been accepted at the European Journal of Marketing. I'm happy to share the news with you. So in this project, we are interested in understanding how the curvature of display surface influences the persuasion of the marking materials presented on it, and I'd like to share some great, our findings with you. Well, many marketing communications are displayed on surfaces that are not flat in shape, but have a curvature. For example, as you can see on the screen, advertisements are placed on the surface of a curved hallway. Right, at the conferences, you often see a marketing message appearing on a large curved board, easy for displaying in a corner. And most airports, they will have wall wrap advertisements painted on the curved walls, right? So we'll also see the curved LED billboards showcasing the advertisements in the shopping malls. So really curved marketing displays are ubiquitous nowadays. And some of the displays, as you can on the screen, the left two, some of the displays have the side edges curved inward toward the viewers, like the interior of a circle. So in this research, we define them as concave displays. Um, and then there are some other displays that have the side edges curved outward away from viewers, like the exterior of a circle. So in this research, we refer to them as convex displays. And despite its prevalence in managerial practice, it's surprising that sparse academic attention has been directed toward understanding how the curvature of a display surface influences the persuasion of the marketing materials presented on it. And the existing research on persuasion has largely examined the impact of the source or the content of the message on persuasion. And for example, the information from a powerful versus non-powerful source is more persuasive, right? And advertisements focusing on the hedonic product features are more persuasive to hedonic shoppers. However, it is unclear how the setting of the message display, the message delivery, such as the shape of the message display surface, may influence persuasion while holding the message source and the message content constant. So our research fills this gap. On the other hand, the existing literature has certainly identified shape as important visual cue in influencing consumer perceptions and judgments. Okay, but the existing literature has primarily focused on a diagnostic aspect in evaluation, like the shape of a product. And then there are a variety of shapes that have been studied in the literature, including tall and wide shape, regular, irregular shape, circular, angular shape, complete, incomplete shape, identical, unique shape, anthropomorphized shape. Um, but little attention has been directed toward understanding how the shape of a message display surface, which is not diagnostic in message persuasion, would affect consumer responses to the message. So our research also fills this gap. So overall, our research aims to fill these gaps by examining the effect of curvature. We investigate how the curvature of display surface, such as concave versus convex, influences the persuasion of the marketing appeals presented on it. This is the overall conceptual model of this research. Basically, we propose that a concave versus convex display may enhance persuasion for marketing materials with social appeals. And we reason that a concave versus convex surface will increase viewers' perceptions of self-other overlap. And we also hypothesize that such effect is mitigated weakened when the persuasive information contains personal appeals. Theoretical development. We first posit that a concave service leads individuals to have an enhanced perception of self-other overlap. We first reason that concave curvature stimulates a strong feeling of inclusiveness and closeness. Several streams of research support our reasoning. For example, the product design research shows that consumers experience more felt closeness with products whose sides are bending inward. And research on ergonomics also points out that large screen displays with concave curvature, which are widely used in movie theaters or business meetings, provide an immersive experience and stimulate people to get involved with the events. Also, the aesthetics literature also posits that figure sculptures in the shapes of caves or hollows, give people a feeling that the figure is dependent, social, creating a strong feeling in viewers to connect with the sculpture. Okay, so we believe that these findings suggest that a concave display may induce a sense of closeness and inclusiveness. And further, there's research that shows that felt closeness may lead to an enhanced perception of self-other overlap. Self-other overlap is a cognitive inclusion of other in the self. So when people are experiencing strong feelings of closeness and connectedness, they are more likely to allocate great cognitive resources to process social events, to categorize events belonging to we instead of you and I. So in other words, people are prompted to expand their self-sense to include others, resulting in a heightened perception of self-other overlap. So taken together, we propose that concave service leads individuals to experience a heightened perception of self-other overlap. Okay, so we further propose that the curvature of display surface will influence the appeal's persuasiveness due to the matching effect. In other words, if the appeal content is matched with the self-other overlap perception, then the persuasion is stronger. Okay? We specifically propose that marketing messages are more persuasive on the concave display when persuasion materials contain social appeals. Okay? And that is because social appeal highlights collectivistic aspects such as interdependence, like cooperation, which are matched with the increased self-other overlap perception induced by the concave curvature. However, when the marketing materials contain personal appeals, of the aforementioned effect will be reversed such that a convex display will enhance the appeal's persuasion. And that is likely to occur because personal appeals focus on individualistic characteristics such as independence, freedom, so which are matched with a reduced self-other overlap perception created by the convex surface. So in this research, we have formed the following hypotheses. Hypothesis 1A, a concave versus flat display surface enhances persuasion for marketing materials with social appeals, whereas a convex versus flat display surface reduces persuasion for marketing materials with social appeals. And H1B, hypothesis 1B states a concave versus convex display surface enhances persuasion for marketing materials with social appeals. Hypothesis 2 states the impact of the display curvature on social appeals persuasiveness is mediated by perceptions of self-other overlap. And finally, hypothesis 3 states a convex display surface enhances persuasion for marketing materials with personal appeals. So I think we conducted uh, 4 studies to test this hypothesis. Yes, we conducted 4 studies to test our hypothesis. Studies 1A and 1B find support for the core effect, hypothesis 1, in a for-profit context and a non-profit context, respectively. And both studies demonstrate that the concave display surface enhances social appeals persuasion. And study 2 provides direct process evidence that a concave versus convex surface enhances perceptions of self-other overlap, which in turn leads to heightened persuasion of social appeals. And then study 3 demonstrates the moderating role of appeal content by showing that when persuasive materials contain personal appeals, and then a convex versus concave surface is more effective for persuasion. So this is an overview of study 1A. Study 1A is a field study. We employ a one factor between subjects design with 3 conditions: concave display, convex display, and the flat display. We aim to test the hypothesis 1A in a for-profit context. We use a fictitious product advertisement with social appeals as the stimulus. And then the print ad featured a 4-in-1 role puzzle game with social appeals. It says it's perfect for playing indoors and outdoors, enjoy the happy time with your family and friends, and the image of a group of people playing a game. And the study was conducted at a small plaza on the university campus. A one-page ad evaluation survey was given to participants. They were asked to examine the ad and indicate their overall evaluation of the ad. So they will be randomly evaluate one of the advertisements. Okay. And then the ad evaluation is a dependent variable in this study. And then we just show, the concave display, convex display, and flat display on different days. And then we also included the measures of readability, irritation, attention, involvement in order to rule out these potential alternative explanations for the effect we investigate. So good news is that we found a significant main effect of display curvature in this field study. Specifically, participants evaluated the ad more favorably when it was displayed on a concave surface than on a convex surface or a flat surface. And the contrast between the latter 2 conditions was also significant. So the results support our hypothesis 1A that marketing advertisements that contain social appeals are more persuasive when they are presented on a concave versus convex or flat surface. And additionally, we did not find the effects of alternative accounts in the analysis. So hypothesis 1A was supported. So this is the overview of study 1B. Study 1B is a lab study. Since our focus is on the curved surface, so we center on the 2 curved conditions in the study and the following studies. And in this lab study, we aim to test the hypothesis 1B in a nonprofit context using charitable appeals. So nonprofit charitable advertisements largely contain social appeals due to its charitable pro-social nature and its concerns with others' well-beings. So in this study, we took participants to individual workstations where there were a charitable appeal board and a paper questionnaire. And participants were told to complete a donation task. And specifically, they were instructed to, view the message either on a concave display or convex display. Okay, so this is a between subject study, a between subjects design. Okay, and specifically, they were instructed to read the information on the appeal board first. And then I think the charitable organization is named A Healthier Tomorrow. Okay. And then they complete the questionnaire. In this study, the dependent variable is donation amount. We ask at this moment in time, if you were paid $10 for participating in this study, how much money would you want to donate to this organization? So here are the results. So as expected, the results reveal that participants donated more money when they viewed the charitable appeal on a concave board versus convex board. So therefore, the hypothesis 1b was supported. It shows that a charitable appeal is more persuasive in soliciting donations when the appeal is displayed on the concave versus convex surface. We then conducted study 2. Study 2 is an Turk study. The purpose of study 2 is to investigate the underlying process that drives the core effect. So we expected that the perceptions of self-other overlap would mediate the focal relationship between displaced curvature and the social appeals persuasion. We also seek to rule out a few additional alternative explanations, such as readability, processing fluency, involvement, visual distance. So we include the measures of these alternative accounts in this survey. So we employ a one factor between subjects design with two conditions, concave, convex. Again, we test our predictions in a nonprofit setting with another charitable social appeal. Participants viewed an image of a charitable appeal displayed on the curved wall, either concave or convex. And the appeal and the wall featuring the disability foundations with social appeals. Okay, it says this nonprofit organization was established to help people with disabilities achieve full potential and live a fulfilling life. And after viewing the social appeal, participants responded to mediator measures. Okay, and participants' perceptions of self-other overlap were measured using the graphic one item inclusion of other in the self scale. We also included the measures of alternative accounts. And afterward, participants responded to the donation measure by indicating how much money they would want to donate to this organization if they had $50 in the pocket right now. So here are the results, very consistent with our expectations. An independent samples t-test revealed that participants in the concave condition donated a greater amount of money than those in the convex condition. So hypothesis 1b is again supported. And to test the mediation, we conducted mediation analysis using SPSS process model 4 with display curvature as the independent variable, perceptions of self-other overlap as the mediator, and donation amount as the dependent variable. The mediation model revealed a significant indirect path from display curvature to donation amount through the perceptions of self-other overlap. And the results are consistent with our theoretical framework that a concave versus convex surface increases perceptions of self-other overlap, which in turn lead to increased persuasion as reflected in the donation amount in this study. So again, hypothesis 2 was supported for the first time. Hypothesis 2 was supported. And in addition, we observed no significant difference on the alternative explanations measures. So that means they are ruled out as alternative accounts to explain the effect. So overall, our results of study 2 show that charitable appeals displayed on a concave versus convex surface increase perceptions of self-other overlap, which subsequently lead to increased donations. And then we conducted study 3, which is the MTurk study. The main objective of study 3 is to test hypothesis 3 by investigating the moderating role of appeal content. Okay. And to test this prediction, we employ a 2x2 between subjects design using a for-profit product advertisement. Okay? So we expect that when social appeals are featured in the advertisement, the previously observed effect would replicate, such that consumers would evaluate the advertisement more favorably when it is displayed on a concave versus convex surface. However, when the ad contains personal appeal, consumers would evaluate the advertisement more positively when it is presented on a convex versus concave surface. Okay? This is how we manipulated concave convex display and then personal appeal and social appeal. To manipulate the appeal content, we altered the ad copy while keeping other elements in the ad unchanged. So in the social appeal condition, the ad copy stated like enjoy a moment of relaxation with your family and friends, make them feel special. Whereas in the personal appeal condition, the ad copy said enjoy a moment of relaxation that belongs to you alone, make yourself feel special. Okay, and then the manipulation of the display curvature will be similar to that we did in previous studies. So after participants view the ad, and then they were asked to complete the survey. The survey include the DV question and the mediator question. And the DV question, DV is ad evaluation. We ask participants to rate their overall evaluation of the ad and then indicated their perceptions of self-other overlap with the same item as in study 2. So here are the results. The results review a significant two-way interaction between appeal content and display curvature. Specifically, when the ad featured social appeals, participants evaluated more favorably when it was displayed on a concave versus convex surface, replicating the previously observed effect. However, when the ad contained a personal appeal, participants responded, the appeal more positively when it was presented on a convex versus concave surface. So therefore, hypothesis 3 is supported. We also sought to provide additional evidence for our conceptual framework by testing a moderated mediation effect. So that is the effect of display curvature on persuasion was mediated by self-other overlap perception, and that the relationship between self-other overlap perception and persuasion was moderated by appeal content. So we conducted a moderated mediation analysis, okay, using the SPSS process model 14 with display curvature as the independent variable, self-other overlap perception as the mediator, appeal content as the moderator, and evaluation as the dependent variable. And the results showed a significant moderated mediation effect. Specifically, there was a significant indirect path from display curvature to ad evaluation through self-other overlap perception at both levels of the moderator. So these results provide further evidence in support of our proposed framework. So this research, current research, makes important theoretical contributions and managerial contributions. So theoretically, it adds to the literature on persuasion. This research advances our understanding by investigating one ubiquitous but overlooked aspect of the setting, namely the curvature of the message supporting surface and its impact on message persuasion. It also adds to a growing body of literature on the effects of shape perceptions on consumer judgments and behaviors. And this research contributes by examining a very important but understudied shape, that is concave versus convex. Also, this research enhances understanding of the psychological mechanism that underlies the effect of display surface curvature on message persuasion. And the findings of this research offer managerial implications for both nonprofit and for-profit organizations. Our findings offer a novel, simple, and cost-effective approach to enhancing the message persuasion without altering the message content. For example, our findings suggest that charitable nonprofits could rent concave displays or paint the advertising materials on the concave hallway. And the ads highlighting family fun, social gathering will be more persuasive on the concave display, as emphasizing personal achievements or individual uniqueness will be more persuasive on the convex display. Okay, thank you for watching my presentation. I hope you find it interesting. If you are interested in this project or have any questions, feel free to contact me. Thank you.